In this video, we're going to look at a nice project based on creating a graphic invitation. We'll be using InDesign to set the document up, to add some content. We'll be looking particularly at how we place images and other files. We'll look at adding logos, text and art. And then Mark will finish by looking at how you can save for different purposes, including how you might export and share a PDF for an email, but also for print.
The purpose of this video is to engage students in working with InDesign, being creative and learning new skills. This video is going to help students to produce a creative invitation. We can see the invitation on the screen just here. The video will focus on bringing together photographs, artwork and text to produce the invitation, and then afterwards we'll show you how to save that as a PDF file so that you can email it to the student body or to parents. In InDesign, we will start by creating a new document. So we go to File, New and Document. Now we're going to set the size of our page, and we're going to make this so that we can fit 3 invitations on an A4 page. So instead of 210mm being the width, we're going to make that the height. And for the width, we'll make that 99mm, which is 297mm divided by 3. So we'll be able to fit 3 of these on a page if we're printing them. When it comes to the margins, let's just reduce the margin down to around 5mm because we've got much less space on this particular page. And then let's click OK. So here we have the document. Now let's go ahead and add an image. So I'm going to draw a rectangle first of all. So I use the rectangle tool to draw down the page, and I'm going to get rid of the black stroke that's around the edge of this particular text frame. So I'll go over here to none, and now that's gone. I choose File and Place, and I've got an image here which I'm going to pop into the background. And to get that visible, we go to Object, Fitting, Fill Frame Proportionally. And we can see there that we've got the image in. Perhaps just move it up a little bit further up the screen. And you can just fine tune this until you're happy with that. Okay, with the background in place, we're now going to add the main logo element for this. So in order to do this, we'll create another rectangle. So I'll use the rectangle tool again. And once again, let's get rid of that black stroke. So we change that to none. And I go again to File and Place. And this time I'm using a file called Heading AI, which is an Adobe Illustrator file. As you can see, the logo is far too big to fit on the page. So let's go to Object, Fitting, and Fill Frame Proportionally. It's still just a little bit too big, so hold down Shift and just drag it in a little bit. We can use the guides here to help us out a little bit. You'll see me just nudging the image into place, and the way that I'm doing that is just tapping on the cursor keys. So on your keyboard, use the cursor keys just to nudge it 1 point at a time in each different direction. Now let's zoom in and add some text. So I'm going to hold down Command and the plus key to zoom in, or that's Control and the plus key on a PC. And now we're going to look at adding some text into here. So I'll switch to my text tool and draw a text box. I'm going to add the lettering Tempest to this and change the typeface to Trajan Pro and bold. Then I'm going to hold down Shift, Command and Full Stop to increase the size of the type. And if I was on a PC, I would hold down Shift, Control and Full Stop. And again, I'll just nudge that into position. And then another text box down here. And I'll add the words William Shakespeare. Now for this I want to have a different type of text, so I'll use a typeface called Alex Brush, and again just increase the size of the typeface so that it fits. And I may want to just center that text within the box, and then that makes it easy for me to line up these two text boxes like so. Actually, perhaps the William Shakespeare needs to be just a little bit higher. And to see this without all the guides, which will give us a clearer indication, we hold down at the bottom of the toolbar and change from normal to preview. We need to add just one more piece of type to this, so let's draw another text box at the top here, and we need to invite people along to this. We've got the text that we want to put in at the top here. Inviting people, we need to make it stand out a little bit more, so let's highlight the text. Let's keep it with the typefaces that we've got already. We'll use regular this time. And it's a little bit big this time, so we'll do Shift Command or Shift Control and use the comma to take it down. We'll make that text white so it stands out. And again, we'll just center that text. Good. Okay, so at the bottom here, let's just have a look at how we can make this a little bit better. So after nudging this up a little bit, I now feel that I need to nudge it down just a little bit as well. So I'll click on the direct selection tool. Let's just move that down slightly so we can still see the splash. And now we're going to make this fade into the white page. And we do that by going to the gradient feather tool. We click once on the image that we want to use, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and drag downwards from just about the bottom of the splash to the bottom of the image and let go. It just fades that into the background. That now gives us plenty of space at the bottom here to add our other text. Let's switch to the type tool and add a text box in the bottom here. And we just need to tell people when this is. So once I've typed in when this is taking place, I'm going to highlight that, and as I've done previously, change to a typeface we're already using. So I'm using Trajan Pro regular, and I'll just increase the typeface slightly and center that. New line, and I'll type in here RSVP, and then on another line we'll add some more information. So we're telling people who they have to let know. And I think I'm at the bottom of my text box there, so let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this text here I could make a little bit smaller, so Shift Command or Shift Control on a PC. And take it down 2 steps with the comma. And then RSVP, I'd like that to be in a different typeface. So we'll use Alex Brush again. And I'll zoom into that. It's quite actually hard to read that because of the flourishes on the text. So what we'll do is we'll just make the text a little bit further apart between each letter. Now I could do that by adding a space between them, which would do the job, but it gives me an opportunity to show you something different. So highlighting that text, go up to this area here, which is the tracking, and it shows you the distance between each of the letters. So if I went up to 75, maybe even more than that, maybe 100, we can see now it's added space between each of the letters, and the flourishes are not overlapping, so it makes it slightly easier to read that. And perhaps we could just make that a little bit bigger, so Shift Command and full stop, just to increase the type size of that a little bit, which again makes it easier to read. Okay, and as simple as that, if we zoom out, we can see that we have our design all completed and it's ready for printing, or as we said earlier, we could save this as a PDF file so that we could mail it to student body, the staff, and to parents as well. So let's go ahead and do that. We go to File, Export PDF Presets, and if you're going to email it, choose smallest file size. Asks you what to save this as, so let's call this Invitation Tempest. Save. And then inside here it's all set up to give us the smallest file size. So we just click Export, click OK, and when it's done we'll get to see the preview. The PDF has been exported and it's open in Acrobat Reader. And we can see that we've got the final invitation ready for viewing. So this can now be mailed on to people because it's in a small file size ready to go. If we wanted to save it as PDF for print, then we would have some slightly different options. So let's take a look at those as well. So back in InDesign, we go to File, Adobe PDF Presets, and choose High Quality Print. So let's just add the word print to the end of this and choose Save. Again, everything is all set up ready to go for this, so it'll do it in the highest possible print quality. We click Export. Let's view that. And there we have it. It's all ready for printing now. So that would be fine to send to a printer and they'd be able to print that out as many copies as you wanted. So in that tutorial, we've taken a look at adding images and artwork. So we added two different types of images, a photographic image and artwork from Adobe Illustrator. We resized those images and positioned them correctly. Then we added text, we changed the typeface and adjusted it to fit within the design. At the bottom of the document, we made the image fade out, and the correct term for that is feathering. So we feathered an image, and then we adjusted the space between text, which is known as tracking. So we made the text have some extra wide space between it so that we could read between the flourishes on the RSVP. Finally, we saved the whole thing as a PDF so that we could email it out. So we did it in the smallest file size possible to make it easy for emailing. And then we saved it as PDF, but with the highest file size possible for a printer, so that then it would not lose any of the data when it was being printed, and it would be able to be sent then to a professional printer and have some proper invitations printed from that.
So just to recap, we have used Adobe InDesign in order to create an invitation which could actually be any graphic product based around a school project. We looked at setting the document up, we added content, we looked at how we place images and other files, we added logos, text and artwork, and then we looked at how we save a file in order to export and share as a PDF, both for print and for email.